Hello, and we are back.
Yaa Ngalek, Ter Ngalek,
Two color chicks.
Yaa Ngalek,
Again.
Ter Ngalek.
Two color chicks.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
hallelujah,
Oh yeah.
hallelujah.
Wait, this is the blooper.
Wait, your day job.
We will blooper this out. Hello, Deborah. Cheers. Two color chicks in the house. By the way, how are you people? Welcome to the Two Color Chicks podcast. My name is Zachako Steiner.
It's Chantai,
Kapsume. We had a request that we should be cheersing with our kibui, so don't worry, it's on the way. You will see them here, and you will be. As if kibui ni sauté. We'll be there with sauté and ile unye ni roje. We only do sauté. We don't really do calabash.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's why I was quiet. They say you just wait because whatever happens in South Rift may be different from what happens in North Rift.
How are you North Rift versus South Rift?
You know of your North.
No. How far off? I think you're right next to me and you're making it sound like you
But
we're on the Rift, okay? So, anyway,
yeah.
Welcome everybody. It's so good to have you here. It's another podcast. We are grateful for your support, for your likes, shares, follows, your
Yes.
comments, your WhatsApp messages. Kwanza Debo's fans.
And Diana's
Wanakujanga kwa nguvu. We see them as soon as we post. So we are very, 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 very grateful. And those who keep us reminded that we're Two Color Chicks when we're out and about town, we are very grateful.
Thank you, Pastor Gideon.
Pastor Gidi, Reverend Gideon, and Esther, and all our people, Kichela, Susan. Susan was there commenting. It was very.
Yes, I can't even name names.
Yeah,
you know yourself.
Leave your comments and your whatever. We'll start reading them. We'll pull them up online. Yeah, we read them. No.
Oh, you mean you will read them
live?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
We'll be like also and so saying this.
Start reading them like we don't usually read them.
Me, I even respond. I don't know about her. Me, I respond. If you see those responses, me. It's another wonderful day that the Lord has made.
Amen.
So have you been, Deborah?
I've been great.
Yeah.
I've been great.
We are running towards Christmas at the end of the year at a very fast speed of lightning.
You know, like December, I usually feel so overwhelmed.
Why?
Because there's Thanksgiving, which is the end of November.
Yeah.
Then I have so many friends who have birthdays in December, and then I have
the ones who have been celebrating you for the whole last month.
Yes, and then my two sons.
Oh, what
one has a birthday December 6th, the other one has a birthday December 29th, and then there's Christmas, and then there's New Year's festivities.
Yeah.
So I
and
usually
the pressure for starting
feel
for the New Year.
yes, I usually just feel so overwhelmed. But this year, I am intending not to feel overwhelmed. I'm being intentional, and I'm realizing that even though we keep on saying and reading and that thoughts are things, and to believe that it's gonna be a good month, I want to actually put that into practice.
So, if you don't mind me saying, because you say this, and you can be optimist and like I don't want to talk about it, but you did say to me that the coming year in 24, you want to streamline and change a few things. Do you mind sharing what that is, or is it secret?
Yes,
because usually
it's not a secret.
Let me interrupt you. Usually, we always have this what are they called, vision board get-togethers, and we write a whole lot of things. And I feel that sometimes there's so much there, even if we end up doing them, right? But sometimes it's too much instead of us just focusing on a couple of things.
Yes, I feel like this year I'm actually trying to do things a little bit different because I know we come at the beginning of the year, we do the video, the vision board, and then I noticed that these vision boards are very similar.
So year over year.
And so what is it why am I not getting what it is that I want? And I want to work on the inside. And that's why I said that I'm beginning to even now, my boundaries are my main thing.
Amazing.
And
Have you seen them working in 23? Did you put them in private? Were they on your vision board?
They were.
They were?
Yes.
Okay.
Was on my vision board. And culturally, we just in each other's lives and business, and that's how we show love.
Yeah.
But I want to be more intentional about mothering, on being a good mother to myself, being a good sister to myself, being a good friend to myself, and minding my business. My business is me and my children.
I need the business that pays you.
Yes, so I just want to do that. I don't want to have that God complex, because being in healthcare, we just, I'm very quick to advise, I'm very quick to give my opinion, and I just want to reduce that.
I like to say, and I'm not talking about it, but I like to say, who made you Jesus? Jesus already saved everybody, right? And sometimes we are always running to be Jesus for people, and sometimes we just need to commit them to the Lord. Not that you shouldn't help. Just that sometimes
wait to be asked.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Just I want to wait to be asked,
and it will take pressure off yourself to whatever. Right. So I kind of also have the same feeling, not necessarily how you're saying it, but I feel like so much was done in 20. Okay, so let's go back. The theory behind the vision board, okay, I believe, comes from the Bible. Habakkuk 2 that says, write the vision and make it plain. And I feel like once you write it down and you start doing a couple of whatever is on there, the Lord goes on to perform them, or things start happening for you. So the more you write, the more starts coming to happen for you.
Yes.
And I just feel like there was so much on the board for 23. And I feel like there's so much because I've accomplished a lot. Like if I sit down, because sometimes we put things and we don't think we're making progress, but if you sit down again towards the end of the year and start to actually note it down, like, have I done this? Have I done this? And then you'll realize that we have done a lot, and it's been such a marathon. And so I feel like in 24, not that I'm going to necessarily reduce the things that I'm doing, which I might, but I'm trying. I think I'm going to focus on having intentional rest, and not rest of just sleeping and just doing nothing.
By the way?
Yes, I do. Do I look like a reptile? Somebody called me a reptile the other day. She said people want the temperatures in the house is over 70.
Oh yeah.
She knows as a reptile.
Yeah, Benita does not.
So I told her I want to have a reptile. But I feel like intentional rest from things, from lots of activities, from lots of events, from instead of reading 5 books, maybe just read 1 book and really immerse yourself in it and really use it. I read this thing where this guy says he has started only reading books that, he'll take 1 book and every chapter he will apply what he read from that book.
Yeah.
It's not just about reading. It's like, okay, this chapter spoke about this. Okay, how am I going to make it manifest in my life?
Yeah.
Which is more intentional because you're taking time to actually do that. And then also not trying to be all things to all men at all times. It's just, it can get a lot. And while you're also doing that, it also means at times you're not a good steward of what has been put in your hand. Whether it's your time, whether it's your finances, whether it is you yourself, because you can't be all your places that you're involved in.
How you give your cup first.
But also how you give into each of those the spread thing. Because something is one of the balls is gonna fall when you're trying to tackle all these things.
Yeah, and I think even Coach Jane mentioned that, in one of her live videos on Facebook, she was saying that, towards the end of the year, perhaps don't worry so much about all the things that are left to do. Focus, you can
pick one thing this month,
yes,
and work on manifesting that one.
Yes.
Yeah. But sometimes we I don't know where this comes from, but we are rushing to accomplish things, and we're rushing to, why am I not making progress? Why is this one making more progress than me? Why does it seem like
I think sometimes, like that the myth is that multitasking. Multitasking.
Yeah.
I think that is a myth.
Yeah.
You should do one thing
at one time.
Because I'm the queen of multitasking. When I'm washing dishes, I want to laundry to be running. I want
Somebody
to
has
mop the
walked
floor.
my
I
dog.
want,
Yeah.
yeah. So and then at the end of the day, what have you really? You haven't finished doing laundry. You may have washed the dishes. I mean, and then you're so tired.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, I'm gonna do one thing, finish it, and then do the other. So I think that's what we do sometimes, and it's a culture.
Yeah.
Because we get so many subjects in school. You have to study for all those subjects.
And I think also motherhood kind of makes you like that. Like if you just look at it, you have kids wanting this. You have so many hours in the day you need to accomplish this. So it also plays into that. And
so we should multitask a little bit.
No, I feel like we have brought ourselves to that point of multitasking because we are trying to rush to do everything at once. Like you can't wait and say, let me finish feeding the child or doing this. You're like, let me feed, do mop here, put the baby here, do all these things at the same time. And not everything has to be finished. If it's left till tomorrow, it's till tomorrow.
I know. Give yourself grace.
Yes.
You don't have to.
So I'm going to, and also when I was thinking about rest, also in the sense that not everything has to, like from all things, travel, like there's a lot of things and take more intention. Like I'd rather go and get like a cabin in the woods and stay there. Like I feel like I'm
talking my language right now.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, things like that. I love hotels too.
Yeah, I know hotels. You love hotels. I know that for a fact. If you want to give you a gift card for a hotel, you'll be really happy. You just go and enjoy it. But that's a form of caring for yourself where you just let somebody else take care of all the stuff and not you. Yeah. But anyway, so as the year winds down, just try and look back. It's a good time to reflect and see what you have on your vision board from 23, instead of just jumping right into 24 and starting to create a whole new one.
And then ask yourself I think we talked about this 2 podcasts ago. Like if you didn't accomplish something, maybe perhaps you should revisit that and ask yourself, is it something that you still value? It's okay to let go.
If it did not serve you, right?
Let go of things that don't serve you.
Yeah, just let it go and move on. So maybe you've changed, maybe you've grown. You're not who you were maybe a year or 2 ago, and maybe that thing is gone. And then maybe there are those things that you still want. But sometimes you look at it this way. Don't think everything in your vision board will be accomplished in 1 year. Some things maybe it will take 2-3 years because the what you want out of it and the preparation process and whatever. But don't be afraid to move it to the next year. And it's okay, make a let's go to the next year. There's always so much to do, and so me, I'm being intentional about how does this serve me resting in mentally, physically, because we have only this one body, and we can't work it to death.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can. Anyway, that was our little rattle box moment.
We really did rattle. No, I mean we didn't rattle, but
we didn't say they'll come with the heavy stuff up front.
Right? Yeah, we always like
that. Just my What is vision board?
You've started.
At some point you're gonna have to say things. So is this the one you want to choose, or you want to keep it till another one?
Vision board, I will come back.
How about the vision? Is there used to be anything about or dreams or looking forward to or dreams? Because they used to have prophets and stuff For example, they used to have like people who used to say we could foretell rain or foretell. I think it's Oloy more.
Okay, Oloy is Masai.
Okay, so I wasn't
by then they're related. So Orkoyot was the seer.
So they were seers, and so they could. So there is I'm not making it up. Najua.
Yeah.
Sure.
We are Indian.
Okay, somebody should tell us what the seer. If you want the
vision
board, what the vision board is.
What is a vision board in Kitali?
Yes, please write in the comments below.
Yeah.
Yes, and Sifa, you can try. I know you're always trying to learn Kitali.
Sifa is gonna go use Google Translate. Good luck. They'll be like,
and we'll be reading your comments live. So please, if you're writing something, just go ahead and tell us. We don't mind. We enjoy having conversation topics you want us to discuss. If you're teaching us something new we can learn on here, we'd be more than happy to. So this is how we do it. This is how we do it. So you were trying to tell me something serious that you read that is going on in Canada, because I'm a little out of the loop of news and what's going on.
So a lot is going on in the world, but that affect
Actually,
Kenyans.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's not even talk about the new fees for luggages.
I know, what are you guys trying to do?
I mean, we're gonna have to pay for anything over $500.
Yeah.
Who gets to decide how much if this dress of yours is $500? If I bought this in Versace for $500, how will you know?
I feel like right now, the Kenyan, should I say government?
Don't just say it.
Okay, let me not say
Yes,
anything.
let's just leave. We're gonna have to see you play by ear and see how it works out, because
I ain't paying.
what you gonna do?
I ain't going.
Professor said she didn't say that. Dima, she did not say that. Yeah, she did not mean that.
So
rattling over here.
hold on. So we were talking about Canada. So what's happening? You remember, or rather, most people know that a lot of Kenyans usually immigrate to the Middle East. You know, Saudi Arabia. Who is that one? Dubai.
Yeah.
And of course we've had Qatar and all this. And we've had about Kenyans being mistreated and all these things. And usually they've kind of blamed the agents and all this thing, like you're looking for this kind of job and you're stuck there and blah blah blah, bad situation. So apparently similar things are happening in Canada.
There's been a shift for how people are now migrating. It's not just to the Middle East.
Yeah, so there's Canada, Australia, the United States.
Yeah.
So in Canada, I was watching on Facebook the other day, this guy was kind of highlighting that there's homeless Kenyans in Canada.
In Toronto. Oh my God. So was he recording the video outside? He was standing by his front porch or something?
And he was saying, he was talking about that. And then also Lim Boogie
also did something.
And so anyway, my take home with that was, as people, is to do your research and make sure you have a proper documentation for whichever country you're trying to immigrate to. Don't just believe what you're being told. Do your own due diligence and find out, so you don't find yourself
in a situation.
But
even okay, and it's not maybe just about using an agent to relocate on a visa or whatever. It could be that, let's say, because right now it's going on, you could win a green card with the diversity program. Okay, so you come, you've sold everything, you are here. Doesn't mean things are rosy. Like if you have not done your research, it takes you a while to get on your feet. Where you're going to stay. I know recently you had family who moved here and they're not so close to you. It's a ways off. Maybe you're not close to anybody who can help you with anything. You're not just gonna come and get a car and everything, and you start. Even if you get a car, driving around, knowing where to go, all that stuff. It's such a change. Not that we are telling people not to come. There's wonderful opportunities, the things you can do, but do your research. You're very right. You're very right about being able to know who you are coming to, if there's somebody who can help you, how you assimilate. Sometimes people come and it's the whole family, so you come by yourself first, you start then people. Those are the things that you need to consider.
But also I wanted to tell, even us who are here, if you give somebody the impression, or you tell somebody that they can come
and all is
and you're going to support them and all these things, then by all means do that.
Fully do it.
Yeah, fully do it. Because I think sometimes we are giving promises and then leaving people high and dry.
I think I've heard that before. When this guy was talking about, he arrived and then the person who was supposed to care for him turned their phone off, and now you see people calling. The person who's supposed to pick me up is not here, I don't know where they are, blah blah blah. So you'd rather not offer than offer and then disappoint, because
don't do that.
It can be very harsh here if you don't have a support system ready to step in. And it's not because people don't want to help you. Sometimes their schedules,
even their situations may not be.
Yes, you're maybe just hanging by a thread, or you're just making do. Right, with whatever you have, and not that you don't want to help. Sometimes it's just a very difficult situation. So you're very right. And when that happens, then people come and you are not prepared. Then that's why you hear things like in Canada, where now it's become people and when he was saying it, he was highlighting a huge number. It wasn't just like an isolated.
And actually, the one that I saw from Boogie, she actually had videos showing in tents and stuff on the street. So, and they're not just from Kenya, they are from
all over Africa or whatever. Because sometimes you hear those promises, like, and then like, especially like candidates up north, it's getting cold. Winter is not, you're not in a warm place that you're used to.
It's coming.
That's right. But yeah, do your due diligence, and then as you're filling out the diversity, whatever, green card, whatever that is coming up, those applications that you hear people talking about, these opportunities, you can really do things that will change your life, but there's also a process.
Yeah.
So I'm getting hiccups.
I hope I'm not gonna be pushed to work
next to a medical person here.
I'm like, speaking of which, at work the other day, I had to
use a defibrillator.
Clearly, I talked to you too much.
Yes.
Like, how did you know?
Yes. I was there.
Yeah.
You were just minding your business in the office, and
then anyway, we can talk about
so
it.
Defibrillator, yeah. Clear.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but now the defibrillator, you just use the pad.
Oh, you just use the
pad. Give it a shock.
Oh, so it's not
a shock now.
Really? It's not the dramaticness we see on TV.
Let me tell you, don't believe all the things you watch on TV. Half the time, they are lies. Anybody who's watching our own
clear!
Oh, you roll your eyes. Yeah.
And then somebody has a look at.
Let me say my dear, but we did actually end up
using it.
Yeah.
You always have a very eventful, you have stuff happening. You always catch you at weird times. Oh, there was a Nino, you did tomorrow, it's like a defibrillator. Yeah. But you're a nurse. And you always, we always run to you, even when we're not running to you. We thank God. We thank God that you know the things that you know. Otherwise, some of us.
Thank you. You're giving me flowers.
Yes, I
give them flowers when they're alive. Yes, make lemonade and lemons. Diana helps me with my very good page.
She's now on LinkedIn. If you have a good follow,
look about late. Kutangalia sikufika.
No. Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I
know, but that is not appropriate for this situation. I was gonna say better late than never.
Is that the same thing?
No, kutangulia sikufika means that even if you're ahead, if you go somewhere first, it doesn't mean that I should be discouraged because you're ahead of me. Because you could be bragging that you're ahead, then I come and shinda you. So that's why I'm saying it's not appropriate for this situation.
Okay? She's on LinkedIn. Follow her at Yamutalisaren. And it's serious inquiries only. Okay?
Yes.
She has updated. Actually, it looks very good. Very proud of you.
You're proud of me. No, because I
took your energy to. You were talking about it, and then you ended up actually going.
Because you know what, Diana, and it goes back to what we talked about. Like you're responsible for your own happiness, even for your own. You're responsible. The thing is, my sister here. I'll help you with your LinkedIn.
Yes.
This was like approximately 365 days ago.
No, it wasn't that much. It was more like 265 days.
Yes, big difference. Then I'm over here just chilling, and I'm like, she's more technical than I am, and all these things. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. Like I was actually behaving like an old girl.
Yeah.
Then one morning I was like, you know what? Why am I acting like I did not go to school? Like I don't know how to type and like so my point is, so I started and then she perfected.
And I don't take offense, right? I don't take offense that there's sometimes even
because I know
in the sense that if you start, then I can help you finish. So rather than say that, okay, so what does Deborah do in life? Okay, what did she get? And then, but it ended up being a very beautiful page. I'm very proud of you. You did a good thing, right? You discussed something.
I like you're talking about that you did a good thing.
No, really,
you did a good thing
because. It's very easy for you to do the Facebook, the TikToks for you because it's just whatever. But the LinkedIn, which is more like a business, professional look. That's what we were talking about the last podcast, or this one that you're talking about. we shy away from responsibilities
Yeah.
or things that come before us, because when we were younger we would be going out there doing whatever came our way. Oh, you wanna be the lead in the play? Yes, me.
Yes.
You wanna be the prefect? Yes, me. You wanna? But now, as we are growing older, I don't know what happened to us, and we are shying away from
leadership.
yes, or being in the spotlight.
Yeah, and I think another thing, and maybe some people relate, you could be at work and maybe there's there's a role there that comes up, but then you don't want to take it. But guess what? So the person who's given the role, you end up now looking at them and saying, they don't even know how to do it. So what's the noise about? Stop making noise if you didn't step up, because people are actually stepping up and they are faking it until they
make it.
So I think the problem is
because
we don't want to fake it,
don't have
because we're like, oh, we want to be
okay,
blah, blah, blah. But it's fear.
But look, well,
it's fear of criticism.
That and also cultural barriers. We have been brought up to not
to
stand out and be like, woo!
Let's do how we do
the most humble girl.
Most humble girl.
Most humble girl.
Nobody is. Guess what? Make some noise.
Try. Yes. Or as they say, take up space. Right? Just go and take up space. Don't. It reminds me of how you used to tell me about your grandmother. If she had all that knowledge she had and kept it to herself, would everybody else benefit from it? Like even back then, she was still being a woman king.
She was a boss.
Yeah, she was a boss. And sometimes we shy away from it. I don't know what along the, maybe a teacher told you something, or somebody told you girls don't do that.
Or they said, unapenda kujifanya.
Yes! Yes! But then that should be the answer. Right? It's not about disrespecting anybody or whatever, but sometimes take up the space and don't take offense to what people think or say of you. Somebody tells, oh, you're a nice makeup. Okay, thank you. Let my noise take me where it's taking me, right? Because sometimes we take it, we internalize it, then we start to shrink. You don't.
And before you know it, you don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Used to be this loud.
Am I talking to somebody?
Hallelujah.
Am I speaking to somebody?
Good and not there if it's you that we are talking about, right? Go for it. Maybe that's your 2024 goal, right? And what can I do outside my comfort zone that maybe I've been told in the past that's making me shy? Because you're supposed to be on Disney being a voiceover. Somebody must have told her something that you're too talkative in Church Baptist Church.
What? CPK?
No, that teacher who told you you're talkative.
Oh, Thika Road
Christian. Your father stood for you and said, and by the way, parents, you know your children from the moment they are born, right? You can almost even see what their future life is going to be from the time they were born. Like you can just see how they act and the things they do. Try to make sure nobody kills that in them, right? Like just protect it at all costs. They may look like the most talkative person, but who knows, it could be the speaker of the house in a few years,
or a lawyer,
or a politician,
or an activist,
something. But we can kill that in our children because we allow people to speak sometimes things over them that will dim the light. So we are here not being disrespectful, not trampling upon other people's rights or anything, but try to cover your children and don't let.
And also don't be that person whose parents are guilty of killing the light in their children. Or take, as my coach Joanne says, taking their I amness away from them. Like you could have a child who is an artist or loves art, loves to draw, doodling. Then you're like, hey, don't waste your time.
Your paper. Paper here.
So nurture everything.
Figure a way of using it and turn it into something positive. Don't always look at it as it's negative. Because I remember there's a young man, and we talked to him a couple of years ago, that was buying electronics and then he would review them on YouTube. Young Kenyan guy. And he said part of the reason why he succeeded in his review right now is they're actually giving him cars to review cars for him. for them. But he used to say his parents are the people who support because they would actually go and buy the products for him. And they didn't tell him, oh, you're wasting our money. Why? And he built an actual following from people reviewing that stuff. And he made it. And I mean, he's like a big influencer right now. But he owes it because parents believed it. So, okay, it's basketball, whatever we're doing in the Serene household, let's, first get to it.
Yes. Get to it. Oh, this is where we breathe for each other.
Which one? The one for seeing who's gonna stay long on the road.
Have you had somebody call you? Then it's like they're waiting for you to
talk. But then the people will still answer first nowadays.
Let the breathing competition begin.
You don't talk and say, I love you, I don't talk and say, I
no, you say hello, or I call you, say I call you.
Ring, 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 ring. Hello?
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 Hi, Diana. Let the breathing competition begin. Why did you call me?
If it's like, not somebody I know, you call me and you don't even say hello, whatever you want. Click. There's no, because either it's a scam caller or one of those things, but anybody can hack.
And then the scammers, beware of scammers. They'll call you and then they start. Another one called me and said, oh, and then I called them back because I was like, this number is familiar from the previous day. They're like, oh, is this Jerry? I say, no. He's like, oh, that's what I have here. I said, you've been calling me. It's like they want me to introduce myself.
As Jerry?
No, it's not part of that. It's part of the scam. They want you to give you a
You did do the breathing competition with them?
No, that one actually kind of yelled at them. You've called me several times.
You're
the wrong number. I'm not Jerry. Lose my number.
You're not going the last one. There's something.
Firm.
Your firm.
Yeah.
Boundaries,
y'all.
There's something that I saw that I was going to discuss about. I saw it online, and somebody was saying, I don't know if it's a true story or made up or whatever, how they are nowadays children who are kind of waiting for their inheritance instead of actually going out and working to make their own way. Why must I work hard when mom or dad has...
So are they like from billionaire homes or something?
Yeah, they don't even have to be a billionaire. They can own just a couple of plots of land. But kids are like, don't want, and let me not say kids because it could be people our age.
Yeah.
Like, why must I struggle and why must I whatever? Instead of going out there and making your own way, you just be like, I'm going to inherit that. Why must I work hard if you already don't have to work for me? Have you heard of that? Like people who are just being mentally lazy and they're avoiding their parents' inheritance while they're still alive. They're not trying to live to their fullest potential.
Yeah, well, I've heard of that, but actually I was listening to Jay Shetty.
Oh yeah.
Shetty.
Yeah, Shetty.
However, but he was having a discussion with somebody who was talking about how sometimes parents overcompensate.
In what sense?
Meaning like if someone grew up in poverty and in lack. Now, when they become parents, they are trying to compensate. They're trying to give
what they did.
So they're trying to give their children everything that they did not have, and sometimes they overdo it. So now the kids are now entitled. So then they're not working hard. So then it's like now it's a cycle. So now then they become poor or stuff like that. And so it's just kind of like
But don't you hear a lot about that in Kenya? People fighting over inheritances and stuff, and just you're not even there, right? Live here if you're living here, do your own thing. After all, let me know this is just.
I think it's easier said than done.
Well, that's
because I think sometimes when people feel like they're entitled to something, it's their right. So not all inheritance battles are because of entitlement.
Okay.
Like that entitlement of, I don't want that work or something.
Yes.
But sometimes people feel like, it's not fair.
Like
why should they let go? Because that's why they are fighting, right?
Yeah.
It could be a situation where it was a polygamous family or
whatever.
whatever.
Yes.
So now, the kids of one wife are feeling like they are not
treated fairly or
treated
whatever.
fairly.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just trying to get justice.
So now, let me ask you now. You, for example, in this your age with your kids and whatever, are you going to, after living here all this, go back and be like, let me have a piece of my whatever?
No.
But so you should work to invest for yourself and buy for yourself.
So really, people, like if your parents are already like you are educated or whatever, and even if you're not, I feel like if you're healthy and you have 2 legs, and 2 hands, then
go ahead, make your own.
As they call it, hustle.
Yes, I think.
No, and when I say hustle, I don't mean like hustle the streets. Don't do anything illegal.
I didn't think of it like that. But I was going to say, like the scripture says, you should leave an inheritance for your children. It's not the opposite way around. Right? It's not at the I'm expecting something from my parents, but the argument could be if I should leave the inheritance for my children, then that means my parents should leave an inheritance for me. But that is if they did, like if you did do it, like the kids should not just expect it, but parents should endeavor to make sure you leave something for your kids. So you can't just be like, and the funny thing is now, the way it is, okay, let's say the parents own an acre, right? And then there's 4 kids. And so it's quarter. And then let's say you have 3 kids. And then if you divide that quarter, that 1 quarter into 3, then like it becomes smaller at some point. And it's like just endeavor to work for yourself and make your own. If you get this other one, hooray. But I feel like it's becoming a thing where people are just sitting and waiting, and then there's all this haggling. And then with the haggling, then we lose the love that we have. We're driven by hate and greed. I think that's what it's causing all these fights, even internationally or whatever. Yeah. So I think we'll leave this for next time, but I was going to ask you about wills.
Do you have one? No, I'm asking you.
I said I'll ask you.
Okay, then I'm asking you.
On the deal. Tell us. Do you have a will?
Yeah.
Why or why not?
Yeah.
Right. What is the significance? I was talking to somebody this weekend. It was a very real scenario, and the case is called why you should have one. Because what you think is not what it is. Maneno kwa ground is very different.
Yeah.
So we'll be honest and see if we can answer that question.
You know what you say between different Ter Ngalek? Ter
Ngalek.
Ter Ngalek.
So Ter Ngalek means things are different.
Yeah, Ngalek could be words or situation. Yeah.
So Ter Ngalek. I thought Ter Ngalek would be like
Yaa Ngalek.
Yaach is Ter. It almost sounds low. This sounds very dilotic. Not really something.
Yeah.
Anywho, that will be a topic for next time. I feel like we can discuss it because that's a whole other topic on its own and why. It's taboo for some, it is, all these things, but it is.
We are calling them.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it next time.
We'll talk about it. It's a whole thing. But we'd like to really thank you, our viewers. Yes, Kongoi missing.
Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you very much. Give us your vocabulary request.
Yeah.
So we can know. We don't know how to say it.
But I feel like we haven't dropped in Khalid.
This podcast.
Yeah.
What do you want to say then as you're going on?
I want to teach you how to say. Not you.
No, but I'll be the student. Yes, go ahead. How to say? Bye. Okay, go ahead. That's it. I thought you were going to. You always have this thing of you are telling me till you see each other later or whatever. You have to tell me something. When you first started, when you were still doing audio. Yeah. And it was something to the effect of like, see it. No, it was like see you, but you're not really going anywhere. But it's more like, I don't know. I'm going to go back and listen to it again. We've come a long way. But so far it's been a very great year, and we have accomplished a lot. We put it down on paper, and we have committed at least to be intentional. Yes. And so we look forward to seeing what the future has for us.
Yay. Thank you. Continue listening to us.
Yes.
Continue giving us feedback.
Yes.
We love you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And have a good rest of the year.
Yes. Thank you so much. Till next time.
Bye.